Good morning, students. Welcome back. So it's the second video lecture for the phylum Nematodes, and in this video lecture we'll be discussing about the classification of nematodes or the nematode classification. As we have discussed in the previous video lecture, the nematodes are among the most numerous of any phylum, and about 15,000 species of nematodes are present. 15,000, maybe more than that. In certain textbooks it's written more than 23,000. So if we just include all the nematode worm which is present inside the soil or in the root of certain plants, it goes beyond further. And due to much diversity in the form and the structures, it is difficult to identify these nematodes. So you need not bother about this number of the species which is present. It is thousands, and its number varies very much. And it's clearly said that around 15,000 species are mainly parasitic forms. There are more than 80,000 nematode worms, or still more can be identified. Due to the much diversity in the form of the structures, it is very much difficult to identify these nematodes. These nematodes, it's classified into two classes by Chidwood in the year 1933, and he divided the phylum nematodes into class Phasmida and Aphasmida on the basis of the presence or absence of phasmids. And what are these phasmids? These phasmids are the porous caudal papillae. Papillae is certain a projection, like a simple projection or something like that, is called as a papillae, which is chemosensory, granular or excretory in function. So phasmids, these phasmids, they are certain projections which is found on the body. So if it is a body of a roundworm, the certain microscopic projections will be present. This will be of smaller sizes, and this will be present in the caudal region, and they are called as a porous caudal papillae, which are the chemosensory, glandular or excretory in function. So those structures are called as a phasmid. And based upon the presence and the absence of these phasmids, there are two classes, that is Aphasmida and Aphasmida. And let's see the silent features of this class Aphasmida and Phasmida. This class Aphasmida is also called as a adenophoria. These phasmids, as said earlier, these are the caudal. Sorry, there is a spell mistake here. These are the caudal. C-A-U-D-A-L. These are the caudal sensory organs. Phasmids are the caudal sensory organs, and aphids are the anterior sense organs. So based upon the position, they are classified. They are the various types. Aphids are also various types and rarely pole-like. Then excretory system is absent in this Aphasmida, and if present, it will be poorly present. And developed mesenteral tissue is present. So this mesenteral tissue are the tissue which helps to hold the internal structure in position. So these are the, as in the higher vertebrates, you can see the mesenteries, isn't it? So in this lower form, in these roundworms, there are the mesenteral tissues are well developed. These caudal adhesive glands are present. Caudal adhesive glands are also present. Since they are the parasites, they have to get attached to the certain structures. So caudal adhesive glands are also present. And the good example for this Aphasmida is Trichinella worm. Trichinella spiralis is a good example for this Aphasmida. And the next class is a class 2, that is Aphasmida. It's also called as a Cicernentia. Then in this class the phasmids are present. Pole-like aphids are also present. So then the well-developed excretory system is another important feature of this Phasmida. Then weakly developed mesenteral tissue. Then no caudal adhesive glands are present. So just opposite of Aphasmida, it is present in Phasmida. So these are the silent features or the distinctive features of class Aphasmida and Phasmidia. So next we will see, and a good example for this Phasmida, it is Enterobiosis. It is a good example for this class Phasmida. Next we will see each examples in detail. The example for the class Phasmida, that is Enterobiosis vermicularis. It is a good example for this class Phasmida. This Enterobiosis vermicularis is a good example for the class Phasmida. They are belong to the genus Enterobiosis. These are commonly called as a pinworm. They are commonly called as a pinworms. They are commonly called as a pinworms. They are also called as a threadworms or the seatworms, and it is a common human intestinal parasite which is seen especially in children. From this you can see that the females are larger one and the males are the smaller ones. Then the larger females with eggs often migrate to the anal region at night and deposit the eggs, and this young causes irritation, scratching, often contaminates the fingers as well as bed clothing with the eggs, and the reinfections can also occur. Then when these eggs are swallowed, they are carried to the duodenum where they get hatched. So if these eggs happens to enter to the body of a vertebrate, what happens is that it reaches a duodenum and they get hatched, and they can pass through the small intestine, mold themselves and becomes a adult. Becomes a adult, and the parasite is a monogenic since no intermediate host is necessary. You can't see any intermediate host, only the human, it is a host. So it is a monogenic forms, or the monogenic, they are called as a monogenic genetic. They are monogenetic since there is no intermediate host. And this medical condition which is associated with this Enterobiosis is called as Enterobiosis, and sometimes they are also called as a oxyuresis. So the disease caused by this Enterobiosis vermicularis is called as a Enterobiosis. So this is a name given for the disease which is caused by the heavy infestation of this or heavy infection of this Enterobiosis. Enterobius vermicularis, that is enterobiosis. So this is the scanning electron microscopic picture of the eggs of this Enterobius vermicularis, and this is in the section of the appendix. If you just observe, you can see these are the structures which is seen, and this gives a presence of Enterobius. So once again, these pinworms or the Enterobius vermicularis, they are also called as a threadworm or the seat worm, and these are the common human intestinal parasite which is seen especially in children. These females are larger, as you can see in this picture, and the males are the smaller ones. These larger females, they produce the eggs, and they migrate to the anal region of the children at night and deposit the eggs at the anal region, and it causes a local irritation, and the scratching often contaminates the fingers as well as bed clothing with the eggs, and the reinfection can also occur. Then if these eggs are happen to swallowed by the same person or by the another person, then it is carried to the duodenum, and the small larva emerges from that, hatches from that, and they passes to the small intestine, and they becomes a adult by molting. And this parasite is a monogenic parasite, since no intermediate host is present, only the human acts as a host. The medical condition is called as a enterobiosis, or the disease caused by the heavy infestation is called as a enterobiosis. Then we come on to the treatment of this enterobiosis. The medical condition, as we said, that it is a enterobiosis. Then an infection usually occurs through the ingestion of this pinworm eggs, either through the contaminated hands, food, or the less commonly through the water. And the chief symptom, it is a itching in the anal area, and the pinworm infection is considered a nuisance rather than the serious disease. And the treatment is straightforward. It is uncomplicated cases, and the species solely affecting the humans are the Enterobius vermicularis. It is a worldwide distribution. We can find these Enterobius in worldwide, and it is one of the most common childhood parasitic worms. It is developed in the world, and the pinworm infection has no association with any socio-economic level, race, culture, etc. And this treatment involves the 2 doses of parental paramate for the 2 works, apart from the high dose curate. Piperacin is also used, piperacin. So it is another drug which is used. It is piperacin, Piper, Piperacine. It is a piperacin, that is a drug rarely given, and or this parental paramate can be given for 2 weeks for this cure, or mebendazole is another alternative, and the whole family should be treated to avoid the reinfection of this disease. So that's all in this video lecture. We will continue with the other class in the coming video lecture. Thank you.